got a very long established track record of working with communities and organisations in Manchester and across the northwest. We put on an oral history training day, and as a result of that, some of the people who came along, a couple of them, were former journalists at Granada. And we started to talk about the importance of Granada, the company, the television company, to the northwest. You know, it was a significant regional television company, and it became very clear that we needed to do some research to capture those oral history memories of people who'd worked from Granada, because Granada was responsible for series like Coronation Street, World in Action, all these sorts of iconic programmes that people remember. So we've had a small pilot project which has been doing oral history interviews from people who used to work in the canteen to television presenters and the large names in Granada. And as a result of that research, we're hoping it will develop into a larger scale project, but we've got an exciting event that will take place in September that will bring together some of the people who've been involved in the project, researchers, as a way of kind of exploring the history of Granada and to see if we can take that forward in terms of a larger project, because we think, you know, the Granada company is immensely significant in Manchester and the northwest, and we really want to capture and preserve that history.
The Manchester Children's Book Festival is absolutely brilliant. It's all about inspiring creativity and fueling ambition in children, no matter what their background is. It's a festival that's really for anyone that's ever loved children's books. And it's a festival that's very unique in terms of its content and in terms of its reach as well. In fact, last year we had children and school groups from, I think it was 99 different countries that engaged in the festival itself. So it's a brilliant opportunity for the children to be inspired by their literary heroes and to go on and really unlock their own creativity and release their own potential. We also take the festival on the road, as it were, into schools and libraries across Greater Manchester, so that we can reach the children, particularly in those widening participation schools, and give children that wouldn't ordinarily get the opportunity to be inspired by their literary heroes that very, very rare chance to do just that. This year's Manchester Children's Book Festival will run from Friday the 26th of June until Sunday the 5th of July, and we've got a whole range of sponsorship opportunities to suit all budgets.
Introducing the Humanities in Public Festival, a well-established brand now. It's a festival that we've been running here in Manchester for a few years, gaining more and more prominence all the time and extra media coverage. Humanities in Public, or affectionately known to us as HIP, it's got something for everybody, to be quite honest. It's everything from stand-up comedy nights to poetry to literature to scholars from around the world talking about various themes. September 2015 is when we'll be launching the next HIP festival, covering the 12-month period. And what we're looking for is a number of foundation sponsors. So that's foundation sponsors that might want to get some additional marketing value from association with the university and all of the activities that we're putting on. But also it's got corporate social responsibility merits as well. So anybody who would like to know more about that, our doors are widely open to have a chat with anybody.
The Manchester Alphabet will provide a great way of investing in our students and actually giving them a future. The project has been inspired by Roger Oldham, way back in 1906, wrote the original Manchester Alphabet, and he had, for each letter of the alphabet, each letter depicted one of Manchester's iconic places, and which he'd draw a beautiful illustration, and that would be accompanied by a short poem. The project itself has been devised by Dame Carol Ann Duffy, Poet Laureate, and it's something that has huge potential. So it'll see our rising stars, if you like, working with their mentors, and the same goes for the illustrations. They'll all be done by emerging artists that are currently at the School of Art here. again working with their mentors. So all in all, we should be producing a very unique publication. If you read in from the front, it will be the brand new version of the Manchester alphabet, and reading in from the back will also have the old Roger Oldham's Manchester alphabet. So it will be a beautiful way of bringing together two periods of history. And what we're really looking for is a funder, a way of funding this fantastic project that can, ideally, it would be great if that could come from one single source, or alternatively, we could look at having different businesses, each business perhaps commissioning a single letter of the new alphabet. And therefore we're looking for, there are 26 fantastic opportunities associated with it. It's a brilliant way of shaping the cultural character of Manchester and creatively animating the places that make up Manchester.
Elsewhere on these video clips, you're going to see Boxer Amir Khan introducing a credible educational program that we're doing here at the university. This concept I want to introduce you now is based around both sport again, but also the world-class Manchester Metropolitan University. It's called the Double Club Initiative, and what it aims to do is to bring a unique way of learning languages through a non-mainstream educational setting. So it will combine Manchester Metropolitan University, Manchester City Football Club and other key stakeholders throughout the Northwest. A cracking opportunity for somebody to get involved in sponsorship, not least to be associated with our brand, the university, and this leading football club, but also give access to 6,000 primary schools and secondary schools throughout the northwest of England. So that's parents and pupils. The Double Club Initiative has already gained great accolades down in London through Arsenal Football Club, and the whole objective from this is to bring something which will have legacy for our region, but to establish a double club up here in Manchester.
I have been heavily involved in the MMU Student Press Office as both a student and now as a member of staff. I'm currently an intern within the Idea Office at MMU, and I'm coordinating the team of writers, editors and social media marketers who make up the team. Our blog Humanity Hallows has an international audience and has received over 150,000 hits. Students write about a whole range of topics and send in articles from reviews to comment pieces, news articles and creative writing. All in all, I've trained over 90 students in blogging, journalism, online publishing and social media. We also deliver training sessions including leadership, team building, communication and marketing promotions. A number of our students have already secured placements and employment as a direct result of their experience working in the Student Press Office. Now we want to take this model and apply it out in the community at the Millennium Powerhouse in Moss Side and possibly extend to other youth hubs across the city. Having our students mentor these young people in building their own website and social media presence will allow our students to share their skills that they've developed and in turn empower the young people in the community.
Manchester Placements is one of our latest initiatives. In the latest honours list, Dame Caroline Duffy, our poet laureate based here at the university, was honoured. I'm pleased to say that she's got an idea, or she's had an idea for a period of time, and that is that in residence throughout Manchester, what we'd like to do is have various poets in situ. The concept is that they will produce artistic work, but also work with significant legacy value. And we're looking for one main sponsor, just one sponsor that will help get this project off the ground and then bring this whole concept of Manchester Placement to life for years to come.
Hi everyone, this is Amir Khan and I'm delighted to launch this year's Roots into Languages Mother Tongue, Other Tongue poetry competition at Manchester Met University, because I think it's important to encourage more pupils in schools to learn a language. I speak Punjabi, I speak a little bit of Urdu as well at home, and obviously English. So I think with Urdu it definitely helps, and Punjabi when I travel around the world, because I always meet people from all over the world who probably don't speak English, but they might speak Urdu or Punjabi, so it's easier to communicate with, especially like, being a Pakistani. When I go to Pakistan, most of them don't know how to speak English, so I can communicate with them and you know, it's much easier to talk to them about things. If I need to go to a restaurant or if I need to go anywhere to a shop, they tell me the right directions. I want my daughter to speak more than one language. I want to speak a couple of languages, and yeah, you know, it makes it much easier. I mean, it's even with me when I'm learning a few other languages like Spanish as well. It's because of boxing, and my boxing promotion team wants me to speak Spanish because in Mexico they speak Spanish fluent. So obviously it's good if I say some messages and win more fans over from Mexico because they love the boxing. So you know, the little things like that make a difference. And you know, I think with my little girl, I'm going to teach her not one but maybe 2, 3, 4 languages. I would love to have had a competition just like this, because you know, it would have given me a chance to learn a little bit more my language and my mother tongue and other tongue. I think it would have made a massive difference. So yeah, I think it would have been great for me to had this competition in school, but unfortunately I didn't have it. But I'm just happy to be still part of it in some way.